Somebody on Wallstreetbets made $3.5 million on Microvision stock. That's ticker MVIS. And you probably guessed what happened next. The stock went pumping. It went up 50% in the last 5 days, and that's after it ran up 10,000% in the last year. So what's the reason for it going up? We'll get into that, but part of it likely is due to a short squeeze, just like we saw with Gamestop. Right now, the short interest on Microvision is about 20%, which is still pretty high, enough to trigger a short squeeze. So Microvision was founded in 1993, and it develops laser scanning technology that could be used in various industries. The company generates its revenues by licensing products and technologies to manufacturers. And right now it's in the middle of developing its LiDAR technology. Right there you go, you see it right here, which is going to be used for autonomous vehicles. LiDAR technology, if you don't already know, is a method of measuring distance between objects by shooting out a laser and measuring the time it takes to come back. So it's similar to radar, but instead of using radio waves, we use laser. And of course, I'm not an engineer, so this is a very basic explanation. And this technology is now being used in autonomous vehicles to drive cars automatically. Tesla, however, is using a different technology called Tesla Vision by the use of cameras, but the rest of the industry is now investing in LiDAR technology. So this is Microvision's, I guess, marketing material in launching this LiDAR technology. And it's supposed to be 4D, which is an improvement to the current 3D models of most of the LiDAR technologies out there. But there is a company there that is working on 4D LiDAR, which I'll get to after watching this video. So that's pretty much, that's what the device, I guess, looks like, which will be installed in cars. Now they don't have actual partnerships with vehicles. That looks like a Porsche to me. So as you can see here, the light's shooting out and it's reflecting back, and you can kind of see the object, but it doesn't really know what the object is because it's not a camera, which is what the technology Tesla's working on. It's pretty cool regardless, and the fact that it's four-dimensional allows it to actually measure velocity, whereas a 3D LiDAR, you can't measure that velocity. You can't see how fast an object is going or what direction it's going, whereas with a 4D, you are able to see it. And as you can see, they're highlighting their patents here. 28 patents pending and 484 granted and pending total. So it sounds very sexy, but let's take a look at what the competition is doing. As I said, there's a lot of LiDAR technology companies out there, but the one I really like is Aeva, which also has a 4D technology. So they went public via SPAC just recently, and they have a lot of partnerships, and they're expected to have a actual production by 2024. So let's take a look at some of their marketing material. Okay, so here we are. This is Aeva's partnership with Audi. So they already have a partnership with a legacy automaker.
This allows autonomous cars to see the world in entirely new ways.
It has the potential to impact how we build cities and will change people's lives.
At Aeva, we are developing the next generation of sensing that combines the key advantages of LiDAR, radar, motion sensing, and vision, all in a single compact box that we've designed from the ground up.
And that's where he's highlighting the benefits of 4D versus 3D.
AID, which stands for Autonomous Intelligent Driving, is a subsidiary of Audi, developing the full self-driving stack, focused initially on urban mobility and long-term being the center of excellence for the whole Volkswagen Group. We have been scouting multiple technologies over the years, and we found out that the 4D LiDAR from Aeva is key to help us achieve our goals. The key advantages of 4D LiDAR are the direct measurement of velocity while preserving the long range and the high resolution and the robustness to interference.
Aeva's sensing system can accurately detect and classify safety-critical objects, such as cars and pedestrians beyond 200 meters. Most importantly, we can measure their instantaneous velocity and predict their path of motion.
This enhances our perception and fundamentally strengthens our safety case for self-driving cars.
Again, a key benefit of 4D versus 3D.
We've seen conclusive data from our tests so far, and we're now installing the Aeva sensors on our Audi e-tron cars for the next level of validation.
Our goal has always been to make autonomous technology safe, simple, and scalable. And I really believe AID is the right partner for us to achieve that. We're excited to be a part of this journey with Alex and team as we bring autonomous mobility to the masses in the next couple of years.
The best part of this, which is not mentioned in this video, is actually the fact that Aeva can make this, projecting to make this at a couple $100s. So the cost of LiDAR typically now to put in vehicles is a couple thousands, whereas Aeva can bring this cost down substantially, which is what's going to really help bring this technology mainstream. And that's one of the problems that Tesla or Elon Musk has, along with some other problems. That's a whole debate on its own. But bringing the cost down is going to be key to mass adoption and scale, which Aeva is solving. Again, we don't know anything about Microvision yet. So unless Microvision has a superior LiDAR product, there's absolutely no fundamental reason to invest in Microvision over Aeva, which I'm not aware of because I don't see any information about Microvision out there, which tells me so. But the only other reason would be if Microvision has a strong financials over its past 30 years of operating as a company. So let's take a look at their financials and see what we find. So Microvision is set to announce their first quarter results in April 29th, which is just 2 days from now. So maybe we're in for a surprise. But after looking at their annual reports and their last several years of financials, they have actually never recorded a profitable quarter or a profitable year. So as you can see here in 2020, in comparison to 2019, looking at the balance sheet right now, but if you look at their income statement, they lost 13 million, which is a little less than 26 million in 2019. And their revenues, however, have been declining. That's a sharp decline from almost 9 million to just over 3 million. That's a pretty significant decline. So there's no fundamental reason when you look at the financials of their companies, how they're operating, a reason why to invest here. And they run a very capital intensive operation, which naturally, if you're going to be in technology, you have to spend a lot of money on CapEx. So when you take a look at their balance sheet, you can see they have a lot more cash in 2020 because they did some sort of raise financing to raise money in that year in 2020. But as you can see here in 2019, their current assets were much lower than their current liabilities. They weren't going to last for long, but here they got another injection of cash, so they can ride it out for a little longer and probably keep losing more money. So in conclusion, I would stay away from Microvision stock because it's nothing more than a gamble right now. It's trading at 600 times its sales, so it's probably already run its best. And if you compare that to Tesla, who's trading at 25 times sales, and people are complaining about Tesla being overvalued, I don't even know what to call Microvision. But if Microvision is going to succeed, it's going to have to prove a superior LiDAR technology. It's going to have to prove how it's going to actually manufacture and scale something it's never been able to do. And then it's going to have partnerships, obviously, with automakers in order to scale in the first place. So I would stay away from Microvision, and rather, if you're trying to invest in LiDAR technology and 4D LiDAR technology, I would look into Aeva. I think that's a much better play, but that's a video for another day. If you like this video, please like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. It really helps me out, and I'll see you on the next one.